Welcome to my live stream. Got to get this microphone clipped onto me. I'm still kind of a technologically challenged person, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, though. Appreciate it. I think that's a good place for the microphone. Okay. I'm going to I've just got to refresh my computer so that I can see the chat. Oh, rats. Okay. Bear with me for a moment. There's not usually anybody in here anyway, so I don't think anybody's missing out. I'm waiting for the Wi-Fi to decide to talk to me. Okay. The clock is ticking. Cue the Jeopardy music, ladies and gentlemen. I'm staying at a resort and the Wi-Fi is different. So let's see, what is it? I think I just logged in. I think I remembered the password. Yes, I'm in. This is exciting. Okay, I'm at the resort. And I have Wi-Fi. So let's try again. For those of you who are still hanging out, I do appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. Hey, there we are. I'm so good at this. Really good at this. Okay. I don't know why there's no sound. Let's see. Maybe there's sound now. Okay, there we go. Guys, this is ridiculous. I'm going to zoom in because I don't want to look like such a small person. There we go. Just sit by the fire there. This fireplace is awesome. I've never stayed in a... Have I ever stayed in a place that had a fireplace? I don't remember. Even though it's gas, I still like it. It's still cool. Hey, somebody gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. There's people in here already. Hi, guys. Thank you for waiting for me while I was being such a... I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want to say something that's offensive. While I was being so unrefined. This will not help refine me. But check it out. Our resort has a Christmas tree and a fireplace. This is awesome. Here's the deal. We bought a vacation, not a timeshare, but some kind of a vacation package. And we paid a very small chunk of money in order to get access to, oh my gosh, so many things. And one of them is campgrounds and RV parks all across the country, which, hello. And there are hunting trips, which we won't do, but if we wanted to, we could go up to Montana and hunt, elk? What else do they hunt up in Montana and Wyoming? I don't know. It's hooked up with, you guys, I should know this. I should know who we're hooked up with. It's called Blue Green Vacations, but, oh God, these socks are so ugly. Let's critique my outfit, okay? I have no idea where these socks came from. I may have stolen them from my husband. I think I did. I think these are his. They were in my drawer, though, which means I stole them a long time ago and forgot. They're either not the same pair or one is inside out. They're not even the same pair. Oh my gosh. They look similar. They really do. They're from the same package, but one of them has blue stripes on it and one of them does not. Anyway, I'm being ridiculous. Okay, where was I? Oh, blue green. Does your husband know you're a hot cougar? Hey, Doc. Sweet. Thank you so much. My husband is older than me. So, no, he has not experienced that. I'm I'm not a cougar. I'm not a cougar. No. Young men have way too much energy, way too much ambition. Oh gosh, bad credit. What else do young men have? Hello. I want to say hi to everybody. I want to say hi to Chirping Homestead because I saw you in here earlier. Hello. Hello, Mary. Hello, Hong. Nice to see you. Let's see. I guess that's GP. Hello, Rachel. And then Doc. Awesome. Rachel, you're a vegan teacher. Does that mean that you're like a dietitian or something? I don't know. I eat meat. I eat eggs. We raise ducks for their eggs. We have a lot of duck eggs. In fact, I just made such a big pot of scrambled duck eggs this morning that my arm was getting sore from stirring them. So I had to switch to the other arm. My husband makes these amazing looking burritos that I can't eat because he uses wheat tortillas, and gluten-free tortillas don't stay together to make burritos, at least not the ones I've found. They don't work. So he cooked up, I think, 2 pounds of sausage, or I cooked up 2 pounds of sausage. And how many eggs was it? Close to 30 eggs, I think. Just trying to picture the size of the containers. And then he added cheese. So, oh, guy, he could not do the vegan thing at all. The only thing vegan would have been the tortillas for sure. Anyway, but God bless you, vegan teacher, because people need to know how to eat vegan. If they've decided to be vegan, they need someone who knows what they're doing because it's really hard to be a healthy vegan as far as getting your vitamins, minerals, protein, and all that calcium, all that stuff. It's very difficult. Thank you for the thumbs up, you guys. That was awesome. I don't know how many people are in here right now. 8 people watching. So anyway, we bought into this vacation package. I should know what it is. So we're in Sevierville, Tennessee right now. We're here for a while, unless there's some kind of a tragedy at our ranch. If there's a tragedy at the ranch, we'll go home, deal with it, and then we'll come back. It's about an hour and a half drive. It's not that far. It would be worth it. If our pet sitter called us and said, hey, one of your dogs ate a hole through the living room wall, oh God, that would be awful. I don't think she would do that. She would eat a hole through the bedroom wall if I locked her in the bedroom. She's tried to do that before. I guess I could show you my socks. I'm not comfortable, okay? I'm definitely not comfortable. Anyway, 9 people watching, 4 people watching. I just lost a bunch of people. Hi, goodbye. So we are staying at a place called The Resort, and it's a 1-bedroom unit. It has 2 queen beds behind, like your perspective back there. It has a sleeper sofa. I sat on one of the beds and I could feel and hear the squeaking of metal, like springs, in the mattress. And my husband looked at me and said, it's like you're sitting in a bowl. So we're not going to sleep on that bed. But it has a kitchen, and I'm a celiac and I'm allergic to a lot of things. So I'm excited about that. It has plates and bowls and wine glasses that say Sevierville, Tennessee, and they have a butterfly on them. Pretty. I want to buy at least one of these down in the gift shop before we leave. We have a Christmas tree, as you can see, sort of, a little bit over my shoulder there. Microwave, a huge, like a regular apartment size refrigerator with a freezer. Maybe we'll get ice cream. Oh, that would be good. See, I thought we were staying in a hotel with a microwave and one of those little tiny refrigerators, so I didn't bring a whole lot of food. There are all kinds of things in the kitchen for cooking, but we didn't bring a whole lot of food to cook. I brought already prepared food. That's my story. Where are we now? Fire feet. Hey, GP. Yeah, fire and feet. In my husband's stolen socks. I am going to admit, I believe I stole these from my husband, and I can't believe I did that. and it's not even a pair, which means he has a mismatched pair. He probably can't figure out what happened to them. And he would never think, oh, I'll bet my wife stole my socks. Why would I? But I only own about 4 pairs of socks because 90% of my life, well, 100% of my life in the summertime, I don't wear shoes. I wear sandals or flip-flops. And then now that it's winter, I'm starting to wear socks. And so every winter, I look at my sock selection, and it just gets smaller every year. But I don't like to buy new socks because my feet don't like socks. They scream when I wear socks. So I kind of put it off forever. But my mom gave me some Bombas socks, and those are really comfortable. I think I've got 2 pairs of Bombas, and I just sort of rotate them. Like I'll wear one pair and wash them that night, and I'll wear the other one and wash them. And I just go back and forth, a green pair and an orange pair. I should probably get some more Bombas socks because they do last a long time and they're very comfortable. My feet like them. My feet are okay with them. What else do we have? We have a laundry, we have a washer and dryer, and we have, it's a stacking one, and we have laundry detergent in there. They didn't give us dish soap. So my husband went up the road to Walmart to buy dish soap and milk because I didn't bring milk. I didn't know we were going to have a regular refrigerator, or I would have brought a half a gallon of milk. We have a vacuum, a broom, a dustpan, a nice sized bathroom, and there are all kinds of things to do at this place. It's not a great resort. I mean, I told you about the mattress. The mattress squeaks like metal rings. I don't need that. I'm 63 years old. I do not need a mattress that makes it sound like I'm having way more fun than I'm actually having. You know, it shouldn't sound like something X-rated just because I'm rolling over in the middle of the night. That's not right. So anyway, tomorrow we go to our resort. It'll be our first time at our resort. I'm excited about this because these places are usually really nice. And we own a couple of timeshares. We do. And we love timeshares. I don't think any of my children want our timeshares. So when it gets to the point where it's time for me to take that long dirt nap, I think I'm going to have to give my timeshares to someone. Anybody want them? We have a week in Las Vegas, which we haven't used in a long, long time, but we have 122,000 points with that one every year. And we've used those over the years. We'll use those to go on vacation. And then we have one down in Myrtle Beach. We haven't spent time there. We didn't go this year. We should have gone this year. We didn't. So we'll go. It's every other year. We'll go in 2 years. We're so busy in the summer, spring, summer, and fall. We are so busy with the drag races. We don't have time to go somewhere for a whole week. we can go somewhere for 3 or 4 days, most of the time. Unless our pet sitter calls and says, hey, coyotes or fox or raccoons or bear or dog ate a hole in the wall, which she won't do. She won't do that. She'd only do that if she got locked in the bedroom. All the doors are closed. She won't do that. She's not crazy. Okay, guys, who is in here? Go Bro. Hey, Doro. Hello. What kind of wine you drinking? I'm drinking Ménage à Trois. And yes, I know what that means. It's 3 different wines, red wine. It is my father-in-law's favorite wine, probably because it's called Ménage à Trois, and my father-in-law has that kind of a sense of humor. But we gave him wine at Thanksgiving, and he has dementia. He's 93. Sorry, asthma. If you're new, I have a hard time talking without coughing. Oh, there's a hotel across the way that has a Christmas tree. Oh, we're not the only ones. How many have Christmas trees? I only see 1. Oh my goodness, you guys. I love this place. It's not great, but it has a Christmas tree and a fireplace. That's pretty cool. Should have brought my bearskin rug. Too bad I don't have one yet. Okay, no, Christian, I won't be snoring. You've already tried that one with me. You can go away and do that somewhere else. Alcohol abuse. I know, I almost dumped it out, right? So Menage a Trois, you can find it in your grocery store. You might be able to find it on Amazon. It's actually really good. I'm not much of a wine drinker. My mom drank a lot of wine for a lot of years, and she bought it by the gallon, and she bought cheap wine. So I've had cheap wine enough that I'm not much of a wine drinker, but this is good. It's, I've had one sip already, maybe two. I know it. GP, yes, total abuse. Thankfully, this carpet is really busy. So if I spill wine on it, I think I could clean it up and nobody would know. They would know that something had happened because their white towels would be red or pink or something like that. Let's see. Hey, JC. Nice legs. Grape juice. Hello. Yes. Oh, I was saying my father-in-law, we gave him about this much wine on Thanksgiving. And he lives in a memory care facility. So he was going back to his facility and he said, no, he didn't want to go back. He hadn't had alcohol in probably 5 or 6 months, maybe at the most. Anyway, I think it got to his legs a little bit and maybe a little bit to his head, even though it was just a little bit of wine. So he didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay and just sleep there. It was so sweet. He's such a nice man. We were trying to walk him out the door and he just stopped walking. And he does have Parkinson's. And he just stopped and his legs were real shaky. He was leaning against me. And I told my husband, we need to get a chair or something. We probably need to get a wheelchair to keep at the house. He went to the dining room, got a chair, put it under his dad. We were able to close the door because he was standing in the doorway. It was like 30 degrees outside. It was super cold. And he said he was just going to sleep there. My husband said, no, Dad, you can't stay here. We didn't have any of his medications. We didn't have clothes. We didn't have his pull-ups, his briefs, I should say. He could stay there if we were prepared, but we were not prepared. I've taken care of people in his condition for decades. So yes, we could have had him overnight if we had his medication, changes of clothing. What else would we have needed? His briefs, his toothbrush, all of the things, right? Or I guess we probably had a toothbrush in the closet. But he said he wanted to sleep there. So I said, because you got to get, stand-up comedy improvisation sometimes with people. I said, you know what? We don't have a bed for you tonight. But if you could call us in the morning and make a reservation, we will make sure we have a bed for you tomorrow night. And he stood up, grabbed a hold of his walker and walked out to the van. It was just like, oh, okay, if you don't have a bed for me, okay. And he went home. He doesn't like being left at the memory care facility, but within just a few minutes, he forgets that he's been left there. And it's unfortunate. He's 93, you guys. He's doing really well for 93. Hi from Puerto Rico, Orlando Martinez. Hola. Is it buenas noches? I know buena notte is Italiano. Doro, you're still here. Okay, does that mean got to go to sleep? Doro, I get it. I really do. My husband is at Walmart, but when he gets back, let's see what time is it, 6:18. There is a winery next door. The sign said open when he went to Walmart, and they have free wine tasting. Like I said, I'm not much of a wine drinker, but when I find a wine I like, I buy it. The last time we found a wine I liked, we were volunteering at an event. It was a photography seminar. It was a weekend and people were learning how to take different types of photographs and there were a whole bunch of professionals there from Photoshop and all kinds of things, Canon and Nikon and just all kinds of people there. And my husband and I were volunteers at this weekend event. And at the end, they had a volunteer appreciation wine and cheese evening. It was very sophisticated. I enjoyed it. And they had some red wine there. It was a private, I don't even know what you call it. I'm not much of a wino. Oh, you got to go to school. Okay, darling, you head out. I will see you next time, okay? GP, I agree. Going for a tasting. So anyway, it was a red wine that they served. They served other wines, but they had a red wine. And it was my first big girl wine. Like it was the first wine I've ever tasted, and this was probably 10 years ago. So in my 50s, I'm not proud of this, but it was the first time I had had wine that was created, and it was created by the people who put on the seminar. And they had a very small winery, and they bought all the grapes and they made this vintage. There's a word I know. It was so good. It had kind of what is it called? Like tones. It had some earthy. There was kind of a banana aftertaste. It was the most amazing wine. I can't eat bananas because I'm allergic. So having that aftertaste of bananas, it was so good. Oh my gosh. So I think we bought this was the last of that year's vintage. It would never be replicated. They could never replicate this wine. We bought like 10 bottles because I liked it. My husband's like, "Oh, we found a wine she likes. How many bottles do you have left?" And he's like, 10. And my husband goes, "We'll buy them all." So he bought them all. It probably took me about 5 years to drink those 10 bottles of wine. I'm not much of a wino, but once I uncork a bottle, I kind of have to drink it in a few days. I can't just leave it set. I do have, guy, what is that thing called? I have this, I don't know why my nose is itching. I have this little contraption that you stick a needle down into the wine cork. It has to be a real cork. It can't be a fake cork. Let's see. I wonder if I can take you guys with me to go for the tasting. I might have to just do some videos and then post them as shorts or something, or maybe it just as a long form video. Anyway, you stick a needle down into the cork, into the wine, and then there's a cartridge, like airsoft guns. It's got the pressurized air in it, the cartridge, and it injects air into the bottle, but it's I want to say argon. It's been a long time. So it replaces the air in the bottle with some kind of a gas that's not going to affect humans. At least they tell us that. And then you pour out of it, or it pumps it out, or something, whatever it is. It's almost like when you pull that needle out, the cork closes up again, and it's like you never uncorked the bottle of wine. So a bottle of red wine can last a year or more. I need to find that thing. But it is hard now to find real natural corks. They're almost all synthetic or screw tops. And once you do the screw top and introduce oxygen to the wine, it already starts to turn. But I actually demoed those at Bed Bath and Beyond. And at the end of the demo period, it was the beginning of COVID. And they closed all those type of stores. And this particular company, I sent them emails asking, where do I send this contraption? Because it's like a $200. My kit was more than $200. And I demoed it probably 3 or 4 different times. I think I might have demoed it at Williams Sonoma and at Bed Bath and Beyond. I think I did it at those 2 stores multiple times at the Bed Bath and Beyond. And at the end of the demo season, they never got a hold of me. So I've still got it. I've not sold it. I've not used it. They even sent me a corking contraption so that I could cork a wine bottle, because in order to show how it works, I had to actually do it, but you can't do it with real wine. So they sent me these bottles, green bottles, wine bottles, and corks, a whole bag of corks, and this corking contraption. And I just put tap water in the bottles and then I corked them. It was so fun, you guys. I love doing demos. I love it. I used to do demos at grocery stores. In fact, that's where I was introduced to opal apples. If you've never seen opal apples, look for them in the store. They are a cross-pollinated miracle. They're an apple that doesn't turn brown after it's cut, and it has to do with cross-pollination, not GMO, okay? So you can relax. It's just they cross-pollinated all these apples to make this crisp, sweet apple that could be eaten just as is or baked into a pie. And so, oh, my mouth is watering thinking about it. Oh, so good. So I demoed those. I demoed Christmas cookies one time at the grocery store, and I'm trying to think what the cookies were. They were not gluten free, and I have to be really careful with stuff that's not gluten free. But they had shortbread. They were shortbread cookies around Christmas time, but they did have some gluten free shortbread cookies. So of course I fell in love with those. But one shortbread cookie is like 5,000 calories, and I want to eat 5. So I didn't. I bought one box of those. Those were so good. They come in a red box. They're in the grocery stores now. They are so good. Even the gluten-free ones are good. I have no idea what the other ones taste like, but I demoed those. What else have I demoed? I used to demo stuff at Costco. I demoed costume jewelry. I forget what company it was. Bed sheets by Comfy. They are microfiber sheets. Fell in love with them. Bought them for all my beds in my house because, hello, oh my gosh, they feel so good. What else did I demo there? I demoed quite a few things at Costco. Loved doing that. Really good money in demos. It was, well, okay, I'll say really good money. For me, really good money. $25 an hour. It was good money. It was worth it. And Guy, what else did I demo, you guys? That was so fun. I don't think there was anything that I demoed that I didn't fall in love with. I didn't buy any jewelry though, even though I liked it a lot. I think I did 2 different jewelry companies at Costco. I fell in love with their jewelry, but I can't justify buying it. I don't wear it. This is like a 75-cent or 85-cent silicone ring. I have earrings that I made. I have some antique earrings. I've got a lot of vintage earrings. I don't wear them very often. I hardly ever wear necklaces. I have a whole bunch of necklaces. My granddaughter has a ton of necklaces at our house because she bought a lot of jewelry. Actually, she bought 2 or 3 lots of jewelry at the auction, and we need to get them listed on eBay. So fun, you guys, so fun. Hello, just Jamie. We are not in Gatlinburg, but we are close to Gatlinburg. We're in Sevierville, and I think tomorrow we're going to Gatlinburg, and then we're going to go to Anakeesta one of these days because my husband bought a, calm down, an alcohol passport. It's got like 10 drinks on it, and I forget what he paid for it. So we have to pay like $25 each to go up the hill to drink a whole bunch of alcohol before the end of the year because his passport expires in a month. So we're going to go up to Anakeesta either tomorrow or the next day, I guess. We'll go to Dollywood for sure. We have an annual pass for Dollywood, so we will go there and hang out. And what else? I think he wants to go to a show. He was looking at some of the events that are happening around here, and he loves to go do things. I don't. I've got pecans in my teeth, you guys. I did floss a little bit ago. I don't know how I missed them. Somehow I missed some pecans. So he likes to go to shows. I don't like to go only because I'm allergic to perfume. I'm allergic to fragrance. So if they have like plug-in air fresheners, or if they're spraying Febreze, or if people are wearing cologne or aftershave or perfume, I can't breathe. I have an asthma attack, and I'm a miserable person. So I hate to spend like $35 or $45 to go to a show just to have to go stand out in the lobby the whole time or sit in the lobby because I can't be around people wearing fragrance. It's gotten really bad. This is my worst year for asthma. I think part of the reason is I'm looking at their Christmas tree across the way, you guys. Part of the reason my asthma is so bad is because my insurance company just all of a sudden stops paying for my inhalers. and I'll have one that really works for me and I'm living my best life and I'm doing great for like 2 or 3 years. And all of a sudden they don't cover it anymore. So then I have to go try all these different inhalers and try to find one that works. And around, I'll say 4 years ago, I don't know for sure, they stopped covering the one that was really, really working for me. And I haven't found one that works since. And my asthma has been so bad that I can't get through a live stream without coughing. If I do a regular, just a video, I can edit out the coughing, but can't do that in a live stream. You guys are awesome, though. I love it. I will definitely do. I wear toe rings. No, GP. I have never worn a toe. I don't have feet that are worth looking at. I have never had a pedicure. Not that I'm opposed to them, but I'm pretty rough on my feet. Like I wear flip-flops in the summer and my goats walk all over my feet and they're kind of creepy. I have to wash them every night because they're gross. But no, I don't have a toe ring. I don't have an ankle bracelet. I I grew up in Hippieville, California, but somehow managed to not be a California hippie. Although to other places in the world, I'm probably a hippie, even though, I mean, like the hair, right? And my inability to know how to do hair and makeup. I am hair and makeup illiterate. I just let it go wild and crazy. Sometimes my husband will tell me, have you, or ask me, have you brushed your hair? I'm like, no, I don't always brush it. I'll shower like 3 or 4 times and then I'll go, oh, dang, I need to brush my hair. I haven't brushed it in a few days. I should do it more often, you guys. Bob, where's my furniture? I do look cold, don't I? Am I in a hotel? I'm at a resort, Bob. The furniture is there. It's just a couch. It's a small couch. It's a sleeper sofa. So it's got a queen size mattress in it. And then there's a little tiny table and some dinky little chairs over there that don't even have cushion on them. So there's enough bed space here to sleep 6 people. And there's barely any place for people to sit. There should be a chair with an ottoman over here. There could be a padded bench somewhere, but this isn't the greatest resort. I mean, it's cool. It has a fireplace, has a Christmas tree. I love it. There's a Christmas tree over there. I can't get over it. And they might be looking at my Christmas tree and going, oh, there's a Christmas tree over there. I'm still trying to find another Christmas tree, you guys. I'm not trying to spy, but I do see someone over there in a kitchen. I see children running around, but I don't see their Christmas tree. They're so excited. There must be a Christmas tree in there because there's a little boy, 2, 3 children running around that place. All I see is their silhouettes, you guys. I don't see any actual faces or anything. Oh, I don't see any more. Just the one. That's so cool. So this place is actually called the resort. We're in Sevierville. Our resort is in Gatlinburg, I believe. We're going to that tomorrow and we'll see it. I'll take some video. I'll post those either as videos or as shorts on my channel. So definitely subscribe if you want to. GP, the socks are comfy because I stole them. You know, I already told you. I stole the socks from my husband. They're very comfy. Put wood on our windows because the neighbors always would try to look. Ew, Bob. They've also got those blackout curtains like this. Blackout curtains are good. They keep people from being able to see through. I'm trying to think if I've never had neighbors trying to look in my house, but with my ex-husband, we did have a private investigator following him. So there was a period of time where all of our curtains were always drawn closed because the PI was parked way across the way in a church parking lot, way across, like on the other side of a valley. But he had a really strong lens on his camera. So he was taking pictures of our home, trying to catch, it was a workers' compensation case, trying to catch my ex-husband doing something he wasn't supposed to do. and he didn't do anything. So they were wasting their time. But I didn't want, like what I just saw with the children running around over there, where I only could see their silhouettes. But I didn't want my girls to be running around in their nightgowns at night and have the windows open, maybe, and not windows, but the curtains open and have somebody taking pictures of them. That just creeped me out. So all of our windows were our curtains were drawn for a good month until we noticed that that car was gone. It was a white sedan. Everybody in town knew it was the local PI. I'm sure he followed us to the grocery store and all kinds of places. 85 to 90 years old. That's a lot of time to be creeping on people. That's gross. Yeah, Bob, I'm sorry you have a neighbor like that. That's unfortunate. It would be worse if you had a swimming pool or a hot tub because you can't stop people from looking over a fence. He could just stand there on a ladder and watch you all day, and there's nothing you can do about it because, we have no expectation of privacy if we're outside. And as long as he's not trespassing, but looking in your windows, that's super creepy. I wonder if there's anybody looking in my windows. Okay, I see a dad, not in the same place as the kids. I don't think. Oh, yeah, it is the same place as the kids, but I see the dad. He's a big guy, looks like a football player. And he's got a stocking cap on, so he must be cold. I turned the heater up and I turned on the fireplace here, so I'm warm. All right, you guys, I am actually, oh, wait, let's see. The times we caught him, we could only see the top of his head and fingers. Oh my gosh. GP, if anybody's looking in our windows, they're terrifically disappointed. They're just like, oh, it's just an old lady drinking wine. We could see that at home. Bob, that is creepy. I used to have a landlord. His name was Shark. And I lived in a little tiny place with my two little girls. It was an old carriage house. So it was like a little bigger than a one-car garage, but not as big as a two-car garage. And it had been converted into a one-bedroom apartment. And I lived there with my two daughters. And it had a back gate and a backyard. And quite often I found the gate was open. And I had curtains on the back window. I had put curtains up. There were none when I moved in, but I had put some up. But I didn't always close them because the backyard just had bushes and stuff. There was no, you couldn't see another house or anything. But I realized my landlord, well, I thought maybe my landlord might be going in the backyard and watching me in my house. So I put up the curtains and I started closing them at night, and the gate was no longer open. But it could have been anybody, right? So the carriage house was here, and behind the carriage house was like a shed where he lived, and they had a mansion over here, an old 1800s mansion. I think it was 2 stories. It might have been 3 stories. It was a big house that he had broken up into all kinds of apartments. And I was friends with one of the women that lived over there. She had a little studio. It was so cute. She used to catch him peeking in her windows. So I can't say, and I couldn't really defend it in court that he was peeking in on me, but I can say that it is possible he was a peeping Tom, and he only rented to single women. Now, we did become friends, never friendly like that, but we did become friends. He was a nice man-ish, but I think he was a pervert. I do think he was a pervert. That was a very interesting chapter in my life. I loved that little place. It was so cute. My girls slept in the bedroom on a bunk bed, and I slept in the living room on a futon. And I loved that place. It was really cute. Unfortunately, all I had was sheer curtains in the kitchen, and it was a whole wall of windows in the kitchen. It had been renovated in probably like the 1930s or 40s, turned into an apartment from being a carriage house. So it was really cute construction. But it's possible he just walked outside and looked right in those windows. But I was very cautious to make sure I was always wearing clothing when I walked around my house. Old Shark was a peeping Tom. I think so, GP. I think so. I'm on the 5th floor. So if anyone out there is stalking me, I am on floor 5, so nobody can really see much except, like I said, an old lady drinking wine. Cheers to you. Where's my private investigator? No, I'm not involved in any court cases. There's no reason for anyone to follow me that I know of. Oh well. You can see how lousy I am at drinking. How long have we been on here, you guys? 40 minutes. I think when I started, the wine was to about here. Yeah, I won't even be tipsy. A beautiful lady drinking wine by the fire. I've got 20 minutes left on the timer. I love this fireplace, you guys. I miss our wood stove. Our last house we lived in, it had one of these in the corner, and my husband ripped it out, took out the whole corner part, and then put drywall up and did all kinds of stuff. I've got a video on it here somewhere. And I had purchased a wood burning stove, and he installed it and did a great job. The building inspector was super impressed with what he did. It was just gorgeous. And that heated our house for, I think, 2 winters, because our furnace went out like 2 weeks after we installed it. Our furnace died. And it was 2 winters before we got another, before we fixed the furnace. We had been told it was going to be like $1,500 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. And so we had the stove, we installed it. We just, well, we put up a couple of fans in the house. Our house wasn't that big. It was around 2,000 square feet or so. And we just blew warm air down the hall and into the bedroom. We drew it. We had 2 fans set up and drew the warm air from the living room into the bedroom. And then when we sold the house, we had to get the furnace fixed. And it was only a few $100s. It wasn't what the original guy had told us it was. We had someone come look at it because my husband was telling him what happened. The guy goes, "Yeah, I don't think it is what you think it is. I think," he said, "I think it's a whatever." And he came and he switched it out and it was done. It was just like maybe an hour's worth of work. I don't know, maybe 2. I don't want to exaggerate, but I don't know. It wasn't that long. It took him going up on a ladder onto the roof, and he fixed it. And we also, when we lost the heater, we lost the air conditioner. So we put in, as if I did much. I did some, but not a lot. Put in a swamp cooler. You can do that in California where it's very arid. So we had way less propane and electric bills because we were running a swamp cooler in the summer, and we were running a wood burning fireplace. We had 20 acres of wood. We had oak trees and pine trees and manzanita. I mean, that thing, man, I got it going. I've got videos and pictures in my shorts of some of my animals lying in front of the fire. I think I have one of Gimo lying in front of the fire when he was just a baby, because he was born in the winter, as all my goats are. And he was cold, and so he got to lie in front of the fire. I've got some pictures of a duck in front of the fire. I don't think the duck made it. There was something wrong with the duck. Not sure what it was, but I brought him in. He was cold. I brought him in and set him in front of the fire. The thing about ducks, oh yeah, GP, you have to be careful with the swamp coolers. You have to have a very arid environment. If there's any humidity at all, they don't really do a real good job. That would be bad. Oh, let's see, where was my brain? What was I talking about? The wine has gone to my head. All 1 ounce of it is like, oh, she's drunk now. I'm going to need someone to lead me over to the place across the way, like right next door, a winery, you guys. I'm going in there. I didn't bring fancy clothes. I can curl my hair, and I did bring makeup. I can do some zazazing. I can't do a lot though. Maybe if I find a thrift shop, I can buy a dress and a pair of shoes. I don't know about, I don't know if I have a razor. I could zazazing myself if I go to a thrift shop. I can wash the clothes in the washer, put them in the dryer. Oh, we need to do that. I need to buy something fancy so we can go wine tasting. Okay, it's decided. I'll show you guys. The ducks. Oh, the duck that was in front of the fireplace. Thank you. Yes, he came in the house. He was a drake. I can't remember his name. He was a very sweet boy. I put him in front of the fireplace, and he was just sitting there and sleeping with his head like this in front of the fireplace. It wasn't super hot, but it was warm. And after a couple of hours, I realized that he had passed. He was stiff. He passed very peacefully in front of the fire, and I felt good about that. I would much rather he passed away like that instead of out in a coop in the freezing weather. But I still felt bad about it. Yeah. GP, we're going wine tasting. Not tonight. I'm pretty sure we're not going tonight. So you'll have to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, hit the bell so you'll know when I'm going live. I don't know if I can go live over there because I don't know if the Wi-Fi reaches, and I hate losing my Wi-Fi because it chews up my minutes, like my data. But I might just post a video about wine tasting. That would be fun. Some places don't like it when people record in them. It bothers them a lot because it takes away the privacy of their other patrons. So we'll have to see. If they had an outside area, I suppose I could, but it's too cold. Edward Elliott, hello. Eddie, you've changed your name? I'm doing great. I had a good Thanksgiving. No children, no grandchildren. That's not why it was good. That's why it wasn't great. My father-in-law came over. My mother came over. We had a pre-cooked ham, small, because we're all old people. None of us eat very much. Some pre-cooked mashed potatoes that just needed to be heated up in the microwave, which not my thing, but they were good. Some pre-made cranberry sauce. Now, I usually make the cranberry sauce, so that was easy. We just had to take the lid off and peel the plastic off, and the cranberry sauce was ready to go. Green beans, I actually cooked the green beans, and I mixed in some onions and bacon. But when I put it on the stove, it was in the cast iron. I had to go pick up my mom, and it was going to be about 20 minutes to go get my mom and come back. But I should have known better. It took about a half hour for my mom to get ready and then 10 minutes to get back. So I was gone for about 40 minutes, almost 50 minutes. And the bacon and the onions were black and crispy, and you couldn't tell the difference between the two because my husband was in the living room making sure his dad was okay. And I think he must have forgotten because I told him, hey, I'm putting this on the stove, and I put it on the lowest, on the smallest burner, on the lowest setting, and somehow it managed turned itself into a science experiment. But I mixed that with the green beans. So I did actually cook the green beans. I made a pumpkin pie spiced dessert. Instead of using pumpkin, I used some of the squash that I grew over the summer, but the winter variety of the zucchini rampicante, and that stuff is good. Oh my gosh. It's like flan, but it's pumpkin pie spice flavored flan. It's so good. And I also made chocolate brownies the same. Instead of using flour, because I'm celiac, I used squash and eggs. Lots of eggs, lots of squash. Anyway, really good dessert. I did not whip the cream. My husband bought me a quart. Yeah, a quart of heavy cream. That's a lot. So I need to whip that up. But I didn't feel like doing it because all I have is one of these egg beaters to whip, and I was being lazy. So Thanksgiving dinner was good. It wasn't a lot. Nobody was full. Everybody was satisfied. My mom kind of freaked out a little bit when I just kind of plopped down some potatoes on her plate. She was a little upset. But I told her, Mom, you can always have seconds. Like, we don't eat big meals. We eat on little lunch plates or salad. I guess they're salad plates. That's what most of our meals are on, salad plates. So it looks like we're eating a lot, but we had dinner plates that night. So I still put the same portions on the plates, and it didn't look like we were eating very much. But seconds were available of everything. There was plenty of food. She was just a little tweaked that I hadn't given her more mashed potatoes, but I don't even think she got seconds. I think she was okay with that. Maybe they feed her a lot. She's in an assisted living place. Maybe she's used to lots and lots of food on her plate. I don't know. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much. And I know you did not celebrate Thanksgiving. Christmas, I'm probably going to we will probably drive up to visit family in Maryland for Christmas. Not on Christmas. I can't imagine Christmas traffic. I'm not a big fan of that. Plus, getting our pet sitter, we've got to coordinate with him. And below freezing temperatures messes up being able to take care of our livestock and the poultry because if all, their buckets freeze solid and you have to haul hot water and it's just a whole mess. I don't like leaving in the winter. It's hard for me. But I might go visit. I hate to just go by myself and leave my husband at home. I don't know what we're doing for Christmas, honestly. I don't think that far ahead. Truth is, whole truth is, my father passed away on December 12th in 1997. He was 55 years old. And ever since 1997, Christmas hasn't been that special to me. It's been kind of a hard holiday for me to get through. I have a hard time getting excited about it. I used to hand make everybody gifts for Christmas. I have a hard time even thinking about making one gift for somebody for Christmas, let alone all the gifts. I hate shopping, so it's not my thing. I'm just not really into Christmas. And I feel bad for my daughters because they all grew up with a mom who just really wasn't into Christmas because my dad died right before Christmas. That was a really hard thing for me. So that's my story. Sometimes we celebrate Christmas with the family in January because all of the Christmas stuff is over with. And I don't mind bargain shopping after Christmas when everything is 50 to 75% off. Then I feel a little better about spending money on things because I just don't like paying retail and I don't like the crowds. I really despise Christmas crowds. Now I might lean into Amazon for Christmas. I actually have to set up an Amazon, I don't think it's called affiliate. I want to start offering an Amazon store on my YouTube channel because I'm going to start demoing things. For instance, tomorrow I think we're going to Napa to buy a fuel filter for my husband's V-Rod. He's got a drag racing motorcycle and it needs a new fuel filter. So he's going to go to Napa, buy the fuel filter, go back to the ranch and switch it out and fix it. So I'm going to record that and I would like to be able to put that Napa fuel filter that is available through Amazon on that video so that people can see, here's where you go if you have a V-Rod. I don't know how many people have V-Rods, but I'll put that in there. Whatever wrench he's using, whatever he's cleaning his hands with, I mean, all the things that he's using in the video, I would like to be able to put in my Amazon store so that people can go there and shop for those kinds of things. Same with the animals. When I'm dealing with trimming the hooves on the goats, the clippers that we buy, I generally buy them at the store, but I know they have them online. I could get them at Amazon. I'd rather do that and have them delivered to my house. I'm that person. I know it sounds terrible. Rather than driving 4 or 5 miles to the store, I don't like going to the store. I like going if I'm working, like going and doing demos. I love doing that. But if I'm just going to go shop and spend money, I'm dragging my heels. I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Almost alcohol abuse, you guys. Hey, Keith, nice to see you again. Hi. Okay, you're debating the moon landings with self-declared experts. Have a great night. Ask your viewers if they'd like to. Oh, Caressa. Yeah. Keith watched one of the movies I'm in where I play a very bad person. But I'm very good at being bad, right, Keith? I was good at being bad. Thank you, Eddie. Yes, I do. You know what? I for years I focused on the spiritual side of Christmas. I wrote, directed, and produced the Christmas play at church. I was involved with the children's choir, and we always did a Christmas program. And I've done Christmas skits, all kinds. Always involved with the church, heavily involved with the church at Christmas. So that's how I focused my energy away from more the the more materialistic side of Christmas and kind of leaned into the spiritual side of Christmas. But now we go to a tiny church with about 15 members. We don't really do anything. And a lot of the ladies wear perfume, so I can't even go to church anymore. So I'm not really into any of it. I mean, I'm still into the spiritual side of Christmas, even though we know the Lord wasn't born on December 24th. That's just when we celebrate it. But I've written some really sweet songs about the birth of our Savior. Gotta go, Keith. Okay, Keith, thanks for dropping in. Thank you for reminding me. That's hilarious. You guys, I play a predatory woman in a movie called In Da Cut. 3 words, In Da, D-A, Cut, by Biblical Films. And it's available somewhere, I don't know where, online. And I play a woman named Caressa Crazy. I am in the adult film industry, and I am terrifically inappropriate with men. That's all I'm going to say. It is a Christian, or well, it's a faith-based film, so there's nothing too nasty. But I definitely put it into the PG, if not PG-13 space, perhaps. I don't know. It was funny. I auditioned to play the waitress, and instead they put me in the other role, which was delicious. It was a very fun role to play. Had a really good time. All right, you guys, I've been on here a really long time. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you. Do pray for me. I appreciate that a lot. All right, guys, I'm going to take these cute mismatched socks. Can you see this one has blue stripes and this one has none? I'll guarantee you my husband has the same exact pair. These were just down. I don't even have a sock drawer. I have a little box that I keep all my socks in, all 5 pair of socks and, underwear, things like that, in this little box in a cupboard in the bedroom. And I just found these in the bottom of the box. I was like, oh, these look good. They do look good. They're my husband's socks. I stole them. I thought they were mine. They're not mine. They're his. And they don't even have the same striping on them. This one has a lot of white stripes. This one only has a few. I think they have like a rubberized texture, maybe. No, I guess not. The heel is way back here because they're made for man feet. Always steal stuff that fits you. Don't steal things that don't fit. Where's the fun in that? Okay, guys, you have a blessed night. I'm going to stand up and go over there and turn off my phone. But when I do that, you guys can see the fireplace even better. Ugh, I'm getting too old for this. I should bring some pillows if I do that again tomorrow night. There's the fire. Let's look at the tree one more time. And there's the tree. Isn't that sweet? Have you ever stayed in a hotel that had a Christmas tree? I've never have I ever stayed in a hotel with a Christmas tree. All right, you guys, this is it for real. Good night. God bless you. And I will see you in the next live.